Our election committee has met, recommended a slate for the board that includes 16 re-elected directors and 2 new directors. The search was far and wide, and this is the net they cast. So at this time, I will name names and ask the directors to come up here. And we will ask our California Farm Bureau President, Mr. Paul Winger, to administer the oath of office. Re-elected directors, Vince Bonato. Yes, you have to come up here and stand. Tom Carpenter. John Mark Chapelet. No escape for the Dana Estenson. Tom Gamble. Michael Hanna. Robert Jordan. Steve Mathiasen. Steve's been our guy on European Moth. Dan McQueenie, our treasurer. Peter Nissen. Cio Perez. Manny Rios. And Rich Salvestrin. Yeah, you can stand on this side too. And our new directors, Jim Lewis. There he is. Where's Jim? Yeah, if you want to be on the left side. And Norma Toffanelli. Norma here? There's Norma. Norma is our land use advocate of Calistoga. Welcome, Norma. Paul, if you would administer the office.
Thanks, Jim. I think it's always great that you got everybody. You got Al over there. That's the quietest I've ever heard Al. But you'll probably hear from him here a little bit later. But I think
it's good.
You got a great group of people up here, and I think you ought to take pride in the fact that every year these folks redo this oath, and so I'll read through it, and then they'll respond in the affirmative, I think, because otherwise Sandy will kneecap them. And so I'll read through this, and at the end, then they'll take the oath. As a director of the Napa County Farm Bureau, do you solemnly swear to represent Farm Bureau and the interests of agriculture to the best of your abilities, and to perform the duties of director, including duties as a member of any committee of the board, in good faith, with willingness and zeal, and in a manner you believe to best serve the needs of the organization? Do you commit yourselves to adhering to all policies, examining all issues, participating in all activities, and advocating all goals of the Napa County Farm Bureau throughout your terms of service? And lastly, do you especially dedicate yourselves to the preservation of this unique natural resource that is the Napa Valley? And do you pledge your maximum effort to the safeguarding of this historical, cultural, and agricultural treasure? Do you, as incoming directors of the Napa County Farm Bureau, swear to uphold the oath of office? You can say you do, because she's got the baseball bat.
Me too.
You know, folks, you've got a group of people up here that dedicate an awful lot of time. As you heard Jim say, just some of the things they did, that is just some of the things that these folks do on a daily and weekly occasion, going to meetings, whether it's going to meetings at the Board of Supervisors, whether it's going to Sacramento, some go to Washington, D.C., or just here in the county. But it's taking time away from their families, it's taking time away from their business. And I do know that especially serving as president, it takes a lot of time, but you do have a great number of people that you can ask to come to your aid and assistance. A lot of past presidents and then others that have even moved off the board that are willing to go and represent Farm Bureau. So they don't get paid for this. The only thing that they get is a handshake and a good look in the eye and say thank you for what you do, because you do have a unique treasure in Napa Valley. And if we don't think about everything that we have that is California agriculture, that is Napa Valley agriculture, it will be gone one day. And we'll be talking about it as a historical treasure rather than a real sustainable treasure of today. And so these folks work hard. Make sure and support them. If you're not a Farm Bureau member and you're here just coming for a great dinner, you ought to be a Farm Bureau member, because I saw out there they have membership forms. And you ought to talk to your neighbors. You ought to talk to everybody that you do business with, because it takes a community to protect something like this. These folks are dedicating their time. Help them out with the support by being a member. Give these folks a round of applause for what they do.
Thanks, Paul. Are we gonna do a group picture?
Yeah. You good
The left and the right side? Hey. I know I'm toxic, but
He's got the mic. We might be
you get that close, I'll beat a case of wine out of you.
Can you please be with them? Thank you.
I'll be here behind now. I can stand out.
Great. Okay. Right here. Another one. Thank you.
That was painless. Relatively.